Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our morning assembly. Welcome to our students and also welcome to parents who have managed to join us as well. I'm now going to hand over to Mrs. Sharp, the head teacher, for our morning greeting.
Thank you very much, Mr. Walton, and good morning, everyone. Welcome back to school, to online learning, and to our whole school virtual assembly. I sincerely hope that you are all keeping safe and well and you had a good holiday. We have been used to having online assemblies since August, which you had in your Period 1 classes, and this assembly is no different. And you were also used to having weekly assemblies online from April to June last year. So this is nothing new to you. The purpose of this assembly is to maintain contact with all our learners, to give you information about online learning, and to let you know about school news. It's also an opportunity for me to restart the Lighthouse moment of the week, and more about that later on in the assembly. Before I go on with the assembly, I would like to thank you all most sincerely for the outstanding response on the last day of our term to our appeal for donations for the Salvation Army Food Bank. The Salvation Army were delighted with the amount of food, and I know it made a huge difference to families across the Fraserburgh area. I was so proud of the way in which many of you took part, and this again shows the generous nature of the Fraserburgh Academy family. But top priority here is the key message that we all have to do our bit to make sure the virus doesn't spread. So remember the acronym FACTS for A Safer Scotland, and this is what we need to do in the Fraserburgh area to play our bit. So F stands for wear a face covering when in public places. If you're one of the pupils who are in school just now, we outlined the rules about face coverings to you this morning. A, avoid crowded places. Stay away from places where there's lots of other people because that's what the virus loves. It loves to be able to be in places where there's lots of people milling about, so avoid that. C, clean your hands regularly. Either wash them with soap and warm water for 20 seconds or use hand sanitizer. T, maintain 2-meter distancing when with others. And S, self-isolate and book a test if you have symptoms. The new strain of the virus is particularly contagious, and so it spreads very, very quickly. With the rising number of cases in Aberdeenshire and in the Fraserburgh area, we must all work together to make sure we and everyone in our family stays safe and well. For all of you, working from home is something you have experienced already, but for our S1 pupils, this is your first experience of remote learning Fraserburgh Academy style. This time, we are asking that you follow your usual timetable and log into your online classes just as you would move to your next subject when you were in school. Using your school timetable will help you better structure your learning day. As last time, we need you at the start of the school day to log into your register class to let us know that you're present. This is important because we're always concerned about your well-being. And if we don't see that you've logged in for a couple of days, we'll contact your parents just to check that all is well. We need you to check your normal timetable after being in the registration Teams, and then head to your Teams or Google Classroom for that subject to start your day. In each subject, your teacher will greet you with an online audio or video message and outline the learning for the day. You will be set assignments for the day, and I advise you try to get these done within your set times. But we do understand that some of you may be sharing devices at home and may need to complete the work at other times in the week. That's fine. Mr. Walton has posted a really useful video and other information explaining all this in much more detail, and you can find this on the school website. The type of lesson in each subject will vary based on the type of learning going on. It may be typed discussions in Teams or Google Classrooms. There may be spoken feedback or explanations from your teacher. There may be a verbal discussion with your classmates, or there may be use of video chat. At the end of the period, say goodbye to your teacher and your classmates, check your timetable, and head off to your next Teams or Google Classrooms lesson. If you're not sure about how to get online, go to the Learning at Home tab or the front page of the school website, where you will find again a lot of useful information. Mr. Walton's great video explains everything in detail, and you can follow his steps, this step-by-step guide. But when you're learning online, we need you to be ready, respectful and safe. See these three words, they're so important when you're in school, but they're just as important when you're out of school. And here are our expectations of you. You need to be ready to follow your timetable, and if you can't, leave a message for your subject teacher or let your guidance teacher know. We need you to be respectful when you're online by not making personal comments about your classmates or teacher, keeping your language appropriate for being online, and showing respect for the views of others in discussions. And we need you to be safe. Don't screenshot, record or share material on your learning platform, and only post material which is appropriate for everyone to see. Whilst we have every confidence that you'll be able to follow these three rules, you need to know what might happen if our expectations are not met. So we might consider muting a learner online, contacting your parents or your carer to discuss, or removing you temporarily or permanently from an online platform. But I'm sure by remembering these three words, ready, respectful and safe, that this won't happen. For pupils in S4, S5 and S6, it's really important that you maintain your momentum in your learning across all subjects. As soon as we are back in the building, your teachers will be gathering different types of evidence from you, giving you feedback on your progress and eventually make provisional estimate decisions, which will then be submitted to the SQA. You will all have received a letter from Mr. Buchan about assessment in the senior phase, and a letter was also sent to your parents and carers. Instead of our planned prelim exams for higher and advanced higher courses, you will follow the same model that we have in place for National 5 courses. This will take the form of in-class assessments to be held in school, allowing us to gather evidence and to give you feedback. You will be given advance notice of when these will happen, and in line with the SQA guidance, all our course estimates will be based on your best 2, 3 or 4 pieces of school evidence. This evidence must show your ability at the grades we estimate and cover the content of the course. We all understand and appreciate how difficult this time is for you, and I understand that much of what I'm talking about is dependent on a return to school. But you have to be reassured that we are constantly considering and re-evaluating our plans, all with the aim of trying to prepare you for the challenges ahead and to try and ensure that we have the best evidence possible, allowing us to provide the best estimate grades we can for you. Therefore, I am strongly advising that you maximise your potential grades by engaging in all the learning opportunities given to you over the next few weeks. Your teachers will provide you with high quality teaching, tasks and activities which will help consolidate and develop your learning and understanding, and I urge you to engage as fully as possible with your learning at this time. Everyone needs assistance from time to time for a variety of reasons. At this time, if you need help, first of all, if it's to do with a subject, you'd be best to contact your subject teacher or contact your guidance teacher through your Google Classroom or email. But we know from last time that online learning can be a lonely experience, and we all miss being able to interact with our friends and teachers. Sometimes that can make us feel a bit low, and it's good to know that there's different things you can do if you feel like this. Our senior executive have put together a great card which they had planned to give out to you at PSE. It contains a number of links to organisations which can help you if you don't feel okay at this time. It also contains links to apps which you also might find useful. And I realise it's very difficult to read it on this screen here, but I'm going to post this card onto your registration teams for you to see and for you to access. So please make use of this, it's a great resource. Now, I said at the start we're going to speak about the Lighthouse Challenge, and I'm going to speak about that now. We're very proud that we have a lighthouse at the centre of our school badge. And as you know, Kinnaird Lighthouse features prominently in the history of Fraserburgh. A lighthouse stands as a beacon of light within a community. And this is how we want you, as Fraserburgh Academy pupils, to stand out. From now on, at the end of each assembly, we will have a lighthouse moment when I display a piece of work in which the learner has gone the extra mile to produce this shining beacon of good work. So what happens is, all week, your teachers will post examples of great work on a Teams page for all other teachers to see, and each week I will pick out the best work as the winner of the weekly Lighthouse Challenge. I'll announce the name at the next assembly and, if possible, show a wee bit of the work. And finally, look out for our next assembly, which will include, in addition to the Lighthouse moment I've just spoken about, a challenge for some of you to try. Last time, when we were in this situation, we were all very proud of the way you adjusted to your new way of working and the way that you continue to work hard and remain ready, respectful and safe. I ask that you continue to do this. Stay calm, stay focused. That's the Fraserburgh way. Thank you.